Cunningham goes in the post-game press conference and confirms what we've all known all along. This locker room is split, and she uses the term different islands going on in this locker room. It turns out that Christy Sides and all of those toilet paper mummy activities, all those scavenger hunt activities, the wiffle ball coming back from the Olympic break, it turned out that those stupid games actually played a big part, along with Erica Wheeler's veteran leadership, keeping this locker room, keeping this.
Was the whole fever tea just revealed by Sophie Cunningham? The front office is out here playing hide and seek with accountability, and the locker rooms seem to be splitting like a bad wig. Who is fighting? Who is smiling artificially? And why does it seem like a halftime reality show? This drama has more twists than a soap opera in overtime, so grab some popcorn. The entire building is now smoky after Sophie sparked the match. Before someone removes their social media accounts, let's get started.
What is going on with the Indiana Fever? Is tension mounting? Did Sophie Cunningham just expose the truth that's going on with the Indiana Fever? Is there some turmoil brewing? Is there issues in the locker room?
And we talk about this. We are circled on everybody's schedule. Everyone, no one likes us, right? So everyone in our locker room is the only type of people that we have that we can lean on, and we got to be better in that area. We have got to stay disciplined. We have to stay focused. We need to get consistent, and we got to lean on each other. And I think that we've kind of wavered a little bit on that. We have our own islands, but as one of the leaders on the team, I got to do a better job of grouping people.
We're here now. In the midst of what seems to be a professionally sanctioned hazing ritual, Caitlin Clark, the walking billboard of everything the WNBA professes it wants but somehow can't seem to safeguard, continues to show up, score, and be polite. This woman possesses the patience of someone who has obviously received media training from heaven, the humility of a saint, and the work ethic of a machine.
Cunningham, in the post-game interview, speaks on this team and the islands within the locker room. Everybody's on their own little island. We're going to get back to that real quick. Listen to what Stephanie White said in the offseason. One of her thousands of interviews that I called out. Stop doing interviews. I want some wins. One of her 1,000 million interviews during her press run in the offseason.
Additionally, she is being treated as though she is the issue. Maths isn't being done. Fans' obsession isn't the result of a viral occurrence. The reason for this is because Caitlin is a once-in-a-generation celebrity with a demeanor that whispers, "Hi, I'm here to raise the standard," rather than shouting diva, while grinning and signing signatures.
Interesting comments from Sophie Cunningham, and yes, you kind of have to read between the lines a little bit, but I also think it is a pretty clear admission, just without detail, of what has been going on with the Indiana Fever this season, and it is not good at all. It makes it really, really difficult for teams to put together winning performances when you have all of this going on. And no, I'm not even talking about the distraction of Caitlin Clark and her injury and other things, although that plays a part as well. But she also does make a comment that I think is important in terms of who the Indiana Fever are as a team and how that makes things more difficult as well. So I want to take a listen.
She exudes charm and normalcy, which attracts people. The sort of human decency that seems to have been cooked into a casserole and handed down from her Midwest heritage. She is not only talented but also morally upright, which is practically legendary in today's sports world.
I'm not sure Sophie meant for it to come out like that, but it's something I have suspected for a while, maybe about 4 weeks now. It's something that Jason Whitlock jumped face first, head first into the deep end the other day on, that the locker room with the Fever, and just to keep it real, I agree with him on this. I think there are some preferences in the locker room where these young ladies differ in how they handle or how their preferences in their personal lives, and the locker room is divided.
Things in the locker room seem far from calm as the team star player appears sidelined rather than supported. While she faces tough play and limited trust from teammates, the front office seems more focused on surface-level fixes. like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. Instead of building chemistry, tension is rising, almost like a reality show called Flip This Roster. It feels like half the team avoids passing to her, while the rest are too distracted to contribute. The system lacks structure. This isn't development, it's disarray. A player with elite vision is being overlooked in favor of low-percentage shots, with the hope that she makes up for it in post-game interviews.
Sophie Cunningham thing on repeat, man. That clip where she grabbed the girl and threw her down, so foul. It's a hard basketball foul, probably over the top. Of course it is, but why would it not be, given the circumstances? But once she did the clinch, man, MMA fans, UFC, grappling, Muay Thai, we all know. Once you see that clinch, it was like, okay, she just ain't no regular fucking person. She knows something. She got some skills, and I guess she has like a black belt in Taekwondo or some shit like that, which is wild. And apparently she was the kicker on a high school.
She doesn't need drama, just a bold move, like Magic Johnson saying, "It's the coach or me." Silence isn't helping anymore. Her image is taking hits, while others benefit from her spotlight. Even when teammates freeze her out, she's expected to smile through it. Most stars would have gone public by now, but Caitlin keeps showing up, taking hits, and staying composed. That level of grace under pressure deserves real credit.
What's interesting is everybody hates them for multiple reasons, but the one I want to talk about, what she said about circled on the schedule, that I think is important, because it's easy to look from the outside and be like, well, that shouldn't matter. And it shouldn't matter, but it does. And what I mean is, we're all human, and not everybody's athletes don't. They should. They get paid to. It's a job. It's a blessing.
Let's talk about the supporters, the ones buying premium tickets, wearing her jersey, bringing skeptical friends to games, and turning the Clark effect into a real economic force. They're not just here for basketball. They're here because she represents something rare: excellence with humility, fame without ego, and kindness at the top level. She makes people believe in sports again. Yet, she's stuck in a situation where the very organization benefiting from her is too afraid to stand up for her. And no, she's just a rookie, doesn't cut it. This is your league's golden goose, and right now, she's being roasted. She needs real support, coaching that plays to her strengths, teammates who uplift rather than undercut, and a front office that values team chemistry as much as the salary cap.
About taking accountability. Now, I can't say that last play with the 5-point swing, I think more so of she shouldn't have been in front of Stevens, man. She is too big. She is too big. Yeah, I get it, box out, but it was better to have Boston in her spot. Now, I did hear Stephanie White take accountability on that one. She was like, yeah, it's probably on me. I should have switched them too, made sure we had the big right there, but you know, it just slipped her. But yeah, I think in that instance, it should have been Boston right there. It's big on her to take the accountability, but yeah, Boston should have been there. She could take fault in it too, because it's also like you have to recognize what's going on, right?
Clark is the only one trying to fix the chemistry while the whole lab is exploding. And while we're out here hoping and sending good energy, let's be honest with league leadership. She's not asking for favoritism. She's asking for fairness. Being treated like a person, not a piñata who needs full-body recovery after every game. There's a blueprint for how to build around generational talent. Magic did it in LA, LeBron in Cleveland. This is bigger than basketball now. It's about principle. The WNBA has a real chance to grow into something greater, but right now they're fumbling the moment. Caitlin Clark is playing 4D chess in a league still arguing over checkers.
So after last night, another collapse for Indiana Fever and giving up a fourth quarter lead to lose the game. Sophie Cunningham had pretty interesting words in the post-game, after the post-game interview, and what she said pretty much spot on for what everybody has been thinking, or some of us have been thinking, is that there is some kind of issue in the locker room. And she put it plain and simple as we could get it. And maybe this could lead to what DeWanna Bonner left. Now, there could be some issues, there could be some players, and we already know that there's a gender out against the.
If the Fever won't step up, Clark should force the conversation. Make it uncomfortable if necessary. Silence that allows dysfunction to grow is worse than the drama itself. This isn't about ego. It's about protecting her career and inspiring every young girl who looks at her and sees a dream worth chasing. She's handled it with poise, showing up when many would have tapped out. But the grace period is over. The system isn't broken, it's being manipulated. And she doesn't need to adapt to it. It needs to rise to her level. It's time to speak up, publicly and clearly. Enough with quiet endurance and coded responses. The energy around her, on and off the court, is no longer subtle. It's time to stop pretending everything's fine and start demanding real change.
But I just think that it's impossible to think that's not a real possibility here. You know, and it should be noted, Stephanie White, all right, Stephanie White checked some boxes. And then you've got Sophie, and you got Caitlin, and you got Aaliyah, and you got Lexi. To my knowledge, probably Demarius Dantas, but I don't know. Michaela Timpson, I don't know. That don't.
Let's call it what it is. This goes beyond rivalry. Some veterans in the league aren't just competing. They're reacting with thinly veiled hostility, passive-aggressive behavior, cold shoulders, and targeted play that feels personal, not professional. Caitlin Clark's rise has exposed egos, triggering resentment from those who see her spotlight as a threat, not a win for the league. The energy from players like Natasha Howard, Brianna Turner, and others isn't subtle. It's performative, bitter, and loud. This isn't just basketball anymore. It's ego, legacy anxiety, and misplaced frustration. Clark, meanwhile, has stayed respectful and composed. But that grace has been met with indifference or hostility. She's not just a rookie. She's a brand, a movement, and a major investment. Yet instead of being protected, she's being pulled into petty drama while still driving sold-out arenas and viral moments. The league can't keep capitalizing on her success while ignoring the obvious tension on the court. Fans see it, the internet sees it, and it's time the WNBA does too.
Everybody knows who Sophie Cunningham is. Everybody wants a piece of Sophie Cunningham. Her jersey is the #1 selling jersey in the WNBA. Sold out. Now, why is that significant? I'll tell you. Because her jersey surpassed the all-time woman, Caitlin Clark. The most popular woman ever in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, got her jersey surpassed by Sophie Cunningham. Why? Because Sophie Cunningham stood up for Caitlin Clark. She did all of these Instagrams, she did all of this stuff, and next thing you know, it all didn't matter.
Caitlin has every right to change the narrative now. The nice girl act has to go. Her silence is being seen as weakness, so it's time to demand better from her coach, teammates, and the league. The longer she tolerates this, the more emboldened others feel to treat her like a target. She's not naturally combative, but the league needs a public wake-up call. Quiet talks and press conferences won't cut it. Sometimes leadership means making noise, shaking things up, and making people uncomfortable. She should enter that locker room like a CEO facing a failing business. No more fake smiles or pretending the offense works. If she's being iced out, it's no accident. Fix it, call it out, or move on.
They've been losing leads. The close on games has been very, very, very much of a struggle for them. And yeah, you have to face the ugly part about it. You have to figure out what you're going to do to actually fix that situation. You know what I'm saying? Fix that issue that y'all keep having. It's about want to. It's about grit. It's about, saying no. We're going to win this game and there's nothing you're going to do about it. And a part of that comes from just wanting to win, wanting to get that dub. So, yeah, I kind of understand Sophie. I do have grace for this team. But at the end of the day, man, you can think about probably 2-3 other teams who have just put their team together as well, and they are finding ways to win more games than any.
Surviving is more important than adapting right now. What looks like sisterhood is really sabotage, especially when only one young player is targeted. No one buys the just playing hard defense excuse when no one else faces the same treatment. This isn't rough play. It's dirty, selective hostility. It's time to shed the Minnesota nice act. The league and fans know Caitlin isn't a side story. The spotlight is hers. This isn't cruelty. It's about finishing strong. The cheap shots and gatekeeping by those who can't keep up are over. They refuse to give her the ball. Fine. She'll take the whole game.